So, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So hi there to Vitali, hi to Manisco, hi to Philip if you're still with us. And we will have our next live stream, which will be on Thursday, the 5th of February at 3:30 p.m. UK time. Let me just put that here. Hi Mauri, it's lovely to see you. Okay, this was a multiple choice cloze about changing our character, changing the way we look at the world a little bit. So here comes the first question. And whoops, too long. In recent years, psychologists have carried out more studies on personality change, and newer research indicates we can hustle, expedite, dispatch, husband, stream this effect through conscious choices. Manu, welcome. Dispatch says Manu. Expedite says Vitali. Dispatch says Maurits. Okay, I think there's just the three of us at the moment, although there will be more, I'm certain. Okay, so let's see. Hi Karthik. We can make this effect quicker through conscious choice. Manu goes for expedite as well. Te quiero verde también, Manu. So, okay, to hustle. Hustle is normally to sell. There's an informal word meaning to sell. I guess you could hustle. We need to hustle. We need to go quickly, but it's very informal. To expedite. This looks like the right word, to make things go quicker. To dispatch this effect. To dispatch is to send, to deal with. That's one problem dispatched, and now I'll deal with the next one. Or a dispatch rider, a message. I don't think Julia's here yet, Manu. To husband is to look after. Okay, let's see. Husbandry. Husbandry is looking after animals, Manisco. Okay, so to husband is to do husbandry, to look after, to husband, to look after, particularly looking after plants and animals, but particularly plants, plant husbandry. And then stream, no. Okay, so expedite. Animal farming, yes. That's it. I need to husband my resources. Hi, Julia. Good. Expedite. Well done, Julia. Good start. Okay. And let's try the next then. I'm too long again. Expedite, says Karthik. Good, well done, Karthik. A growing number of studies suggest that with targeted interventions, we can achieve the ration, dose, degree, total charge of personality change, typically seen over a lifetime, in just a few months. Dose, says Manu. Degree, says Vitali. Degree, says Julia. Let's see what degree, says Maurits. Okay, and let's see. So, a ration. Your ration book is your food. A ration. So, Your ration of television is 1 hour per day. Degree, says Anglo. Welcome, Anglo. Good to see you. No, a ration is the amount that you are permitted. Ration is about being permitted. A dose is a medicine. So have you had your dose of medicine? The total without of maybe, the charge of, no, the degree, the percentage, the amount. Degree, says Karthik as well. Hi Oksana, lovely to see you, Degree. Degree looks like I went to college. You ration your screen time. That sounds very good. Your ration book during a period of war. Okay, so let's continue. 2 as 4 on at my own experiment. I only had 6 weeks. But it's in this case, Karthik, it's the degree, the specific amount that your personality changes in a lifetime. So it's the amount, yeah. The percentage. So let's see. Ooh, this. Hi Vandana, lovely to see you. Manisco says 2 my own experiment. Vitali 4 my own experiment. Manu on my own experiment. Oksana 4 my own experiment. As 2 would work definitely Maurits. 4 my own experiment, says Julia. 4 my own experiment, says Karthik. 4 my own experiment, says Vandana. 4 my own it is, says Maurits. 4, says Manu. Okay, for my own experiment, for the one I was doing personally. So yes. Hey, I lost it. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, for my own experiment. Okay, my first quay, dock, port, wharf, gate, pier of call was an online personality test to assess where I currently scored on the Big 5. Okay, so Vitali says port, Manu says port or quay. Philip Hi Philip, lovely to see you. Philip says dock. So my first of call, this is a collocation. The first place I went to, dock, says Julia. You don't know this collocation? Wow, I'm surprised, Oksana. Tough one, says Karthik. Philip is guessing, he's not sure. Okay, all of these are, nearly all of these, a quay, a dock. These are all places where you tie up a ship. No idea. It's first port of call. It's port, my first port of call, the first place I go. So, yeah, if I go to London, maybe my first port of call will be, what would be my first port of call? Probably Brick Lane would be my first port of call. Yeah, my own experiment, now I get it. My first port of call, the first place I go. Harbouring. A quay is where you tie up a boat. A dock is where you tie up a boat. A port is lots of docks and quays together. A wharf is like a quay. A gate, you open. Gate is different. And a pier, again, is where you tie up a boat. My first action, yes, Karthik, the first place I go. The big five I think are neuroticism, amiability. The big five are personality characteristics, Manu. It turns out that in addition to heaven high, sky high, air high, star high, sun high, neuroticism, I'm also very open, scoring 93 in the 93 percentile, meaning I'm more open than 93% of people. Okay, this one's easy. Sky high, says Mauri. Sky high for Vitali, sky high for Julia, sky high for Karthik, sky high for Manu, sky high for Philip, sky high for Vandana. Okay, this again is another collocation. This one was easy. If something is sky high, it's very large. So prices are sky high and going upwards. Yeah, sky high, a common collocation. Okay, continue. Openness indicates accepted. Prices are sky high, absolutely. Openness indicates acceptability, receptivity, adequacy, fitness to new experiences and ideas. So I took this to be generally positive. Skyrocket is the verb to go up. Percentil. Yeah. To skyrocket, to go up rapidly. Receptivity, says Maurice. Receptivity too, says Vitali. Receptivity, says Manu and Oksana. Receptivity. Notice with acceptability too is saying I am acceptable to the new experience, not that the new experience is acceptable to me. Okay, so acceptability to my boss, how much my boss accepts me. But receptivity to, yes. Okay, acceptability for Karthik. Okay, so if it's acceptability, as I said, it's the other way around. You are acceptable to the experience. No, the experience is acceptable to you. Receptivity, says Julia. Fitness for Manisco. Fitness for, and that's would mean suitability. Receptivity new to new experiences, says Manu. So definitely receptivity to new experiences. Okay, be careful with new experiences and ideas. Put your finger on it at the outset, at first. Okay. So receptivity. My conscientiousness was also very high. Conscientiousness is that you do what you're supposed to do. You're responsible for doing the things that you need to do. Percentile. I'm not sure I've got percentile. Receptibility. Ability to receive new things. Good, Karthik. Receptivity, ability to receive new things. I like it. My conscientiousness was also very high. Little surprise, since I was an rooted, inveterate, addicted, set striver at school and still exhibit an unfortunate tendency towards perfectionism. I was addicted striver. Inveterate striver, says Manu. Receptive to something, averse to something. Good, Vitali. Inveterate by substitution. Okay, that's a good way of doing it, Philip. Manu goes for inveterate. So a rooted striver, an inveterate striver, an addicted striver, a set striver. Yeah, by elimination. Yeah, by elimination would be better. Okay, so let's see. Inveterate, says Oksana, but she's not very happy with it. A striver, a person who strives, who tries to achieve something, who tries to do something. A set striver. No, this isn't a collocation, Maurits. Okay, a rooted striver. No. An addicted striver. No. Inveterate. If somebody's inveterate, it means they've been doing something for a very long time. It's something that is firmly established. A habit or tendency that can be very difficult to change. Inveterate. Okay, particularly like an inveterate empedernido. Exactly, Manu. An inveterate striver. Yeah, it's something that you've always done. It's something that, a habit very tough to change. Good, Karthik. Nearly zealous, yes. Okay. And here we go. My agreeableness wasn't great. Wasn't bad, but wasn't great. It wasn't great. High scorers in agreeableness tend to be considerate, cooperative, trusting, and well liked. I scored in the 50th percentile fraction. There you go again, Manu. Percentile, says Maurits and Manu and Vandana. Percentile. Very definitely. So percentile is here. The 50th percentile is right in the middle. Percentile for Philip. Percentile for Oksana. Okay, yes, definitely. The 50th percentage, no. Latin word borrowed by Spanish French. But in percentage terms, very good, Vitali. Yes. Percentile, relative grade, which states how people are behind us, in front of. Or percentage-wise, very definitely. There were a few questions I wish I could, would, ought to, should have answered differently, but I wasn't quite there yet. This one's I really like this question, by the way. Okay, so Maurits says would. Philip says would. Maurits says could. So, Maurits, what's the difference between could and would? Could says Vandana. Would says Vitali. Would says Manu. Could says Manisco. Could says Karthik. Could says Julia. I wish I had been able. Ought to, says Philip, to correct his previous answer. Would, says Oksana. Okay, The phrase, I wish I would, it makes my skin crawl. I wish I would is pure American. And I, as a Brit, would never, never say that. As a Brit, I would say, I wish I could. The meaning is the same. And I wish I could have answered differently. And for me, the answer's got to be could. Yeah, I could have. An American would say, I wish I would have. I would never say that. So this question is a difference between British and American English. The phrase "I wish I would have" I detest. It's very common. Yeah, it's very, very common, Vitali. It's pure American and it's completely valid. Could is British. Yeah. So I'm going to put could, but I have to accept would as well. The original answer said, I wish I could have. Okay, but notice the difference. I wish I could is a motto. Whoops, this is in the wrong place. No, you could never rub me up the wrong way, Oksana, I don't think. I begrudgingly, enviously, stingily, warily agreed that I was generally suspicious of others' intentions and disagreed that I have a forgiving nature. Okay, so begrudgingly for Maurits and Vitali and Oksana. Begrudgingly for Manu and Vandana and Julia. Hey, you wrote it 3 times before. Stingily. Okay, if you're being stingy, stingy is normally being mean with money. So I stingily agreed. I guess you probably could, but meanly. Yeah, but begrudgingly is when you have a grudge, you're not happy about it. So you do it, but you don't want to do it. You don't like to do it. Enviously, you envy somebody else. Stingily being mean. Concedingly. I think that would work, Oksana. Yes, very definitely. To concede, concedingly. I think it's valid, Oksana. Warily is carefully. But no, I begrudgingly. To begrudge someone something. Stingy would be metaphoric, like you concede, but only a little. That's very good, Maurits. That's very good understanding. You concede, but only a little. You don't concede a lot. Okay. I don't. Never have I had a forgiving nature. My neuroticism would, could, should, might be the worst thing about my personality. But it's far from the only thing I'd change. Might for Maurits, might for Julia. Begrudgingly, reluctantly, not accepting with full motive and confidence. Didn't want to accept it, but had to do it anyways. Good, Karthik. Might for Vitali, might for Vandana, might for Manu, might for Manisko. Answering the British way, might. So could work too. Type Honk says could. I guess could work, but I think might is better because might says possibly. Could has the ability to be. And you all know me, might be. Not would be the worst thing, it might be. Suspicious possibility, I love it. And you know I'm a maniac for might. Maybe I didn't tell how much that I love you, but you were always on my mind. Okay, neuroticism might be the worst thing about my... But it's far from the only thing I'd change. I'd have known, I'd have told you. Yes. Might is used for finding the cause of an effect. Like many buxom, bookish, book-like, booky introverts, I grew up menaced by the idealized image of this extroverted social butterfly flipping, flopping, flapping its giant wings obnoxiously near my fragile self-esteem. So bookish, says Vitali, bookish, says Karthik, booky or bookish, says Manu, flapping, says Maurits, bookish, says Vandana, flapping, says Manu, bookish, says Julia, flapping, says Type Honk. By the way, welcome Type Honk. Welcome Honk. Oksana says flapping. Karthik says flapping. Moving the wings, says Manu. Bookish. Bookish trip. Okay, so bookish is somebody who likes books, who likes to read, who's always got their nose in a book. That's a bookish person. Booksome doesn't exist. Book-like doesn't exist. And a bookie is a person who takes bets. William Hill is a bookie. Yeah? Okay, so a bookie is a place where you bet. So it's bookish, like a bookworm. Very good. Bookish, like a bookworm. And yes, flipping to turn over. Flopping is to be a disaster, a flop. And flapping, to move your wings backwards and forwards. So flapping. One minute videos. I could do, but I prefer longer ones. Bets. Obnoxious. Okay, obnoxious is something that you hate, that you think it is rude, unpleasant. Flapping, says Vandana. Fluttering. Its wings. Fluttering would work as well. Flapping, says Philip as well. Messing something up. Let's see, the party was a flop. It was a disaster. I flopped my exam. Yes. Like many introverts who are bookworms. Obnoxious, uncouth, extremely unpleasant. I'll bear it in mind, not tacky, but unfortunately, I think not. Okay, at one point, I thought I might eventually become one, but long ago, I acquiesced, admitted, complied, concurred to the knowledge that this would never be. I don't have enough time to do online paid classes. Self-esteem. So, concurred, says Manu. Acquiesced, says Maurits. Concurred or agreed, says Philip. Concurred, says Mozezel. Hi Mozezel, lovely to see you. I acquiesced, says Vandana. Concurred, says Julia. Ooh, this one's not. To concur, to agree after a discussion. But concur with. To concur with somebody about something. Hi, Victoria. Lovely to see you. Acquiesce to, conceded or resign myself to. Well done, Vitali. I like your definition. The answer is acquiesced. But I admitted so. Admit something to somebody. So it's not either. To admit something to somebody. So I admitted to the knowledge. You don't admit to the knowledge. Yeah. To comply with. I acquiesce to. I like Vitali's description. I resign myself to the fact. I agreed to it. I said, okay, this is true. There was nothing else I could do. I acquiesced to the knowledge that this would never be. Okay, I think that's going to be the last one for today, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you all for coming. It's been very good. Let's see. Next. You made my peace with it. Yes, that's very good. I made my peace with it. I accepted the truth of it. Next stream is on Thursday. Smash the like, says Julia. Thursday the 5th of February at 3:30 p.m. UK time. Been a pleasure having you. Thank you for coming, Julia. Manu. No, it was acquiesced to. Okay, to acquiesce to something. You finally agree to it, even though you don't like it very much. Thank you, Philip, for coming. Thank you, all of you. Let's see. So, thank you to Julia and Karthik and Maurits. Thank you to Manu and Mozezo. Thank you to Notdaki. Thank you to Philip and Vandana and Victoria and Vitali. And thank you to Oksana and to Manu as well. It's been great having you all. It's been a nice lesson. So thank you, Karthik. I hope I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you, Vitali. Thank you, Manu. Thank you, Vandana. Thank you, Mozezo. Yeah, thank you, Manu. So take care, and I'll see you all on Thursday.